people, top of the top. It is Friday, August 30th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because with him, 29th, August 29th, pardon me, y'all. And I like to thank my Lord and Savior Christ, because with him, all things is possible. Hold on, y'all, give me a second. Oh, all things is possible. Top of the top to everybody. Safe travels to everybody out there moving on this Friday, traveling, getting to wherever it is that you got to go. I hope you're safe. Be aware of your surroundings. I hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day, and with knowing with him it's possible. Oh man, we at the end of the month, y'all. We at the end of the month. And we get ready to say goodbye to the summer already, man. I hope everybody enjoyed the summer as possible, as much. I did. It just went fast. And I'm getting on here late though too, y'all. But it's all good. But we got some things we need to talk about today. But I hope everybody's feeling blessed, thankful, and for seeing another day, and with knowing with him all things is possible. Uh we're gonna get this started something different. Not something different, but something we used to, but something that we thought that it wouldn't go away, but we will wake up and realize we are all one, no matter what nationality or color we are. But it seems that nothing's changed. Nothing has for what you see as going on today in the world. We had the U.S. Open tennis star um, Taylor Thompson, which I put it up wrong, playing another player. I don't know her name. Don't care what her name is. Her that she has no class or no education. Wow. Well, let's get into that. Right. So, for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to Doug Zone Podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that over here in the morning or on the show, period, this is where it goes down. Y'all got to bear with me. I'm a little out of it this morning. I wasn't even going to do the show this morning. But this is something that had to be addressed. Taylor, who is a U.S. Open player, played yesterday, I believe, or maybe the day before, whoever played, it doesn't even matter. Her name is not irrelevant. Where she's from is not irrelevant. Whatever just the the back and forth was about, I forgot what the young lady said. They had words. She was told, you have no class. You have no education. You know, no matter what we do in this country, no matter how much we achieve, how successful we are, we still get told that we're not good enough. We have to hear it in the sport of boxing. Sometimes you hear it at work. Sometimes you hear it from people in higher office. For us to still get this way is absurd. It is ridiculous. And I'm hearing this. Excuse me, y'all. I'm hearing this and I'm saying to myself, None of us was back around when racism started, right? It's been around way before a lot of us. Sorry, I had to cut it off because this light is doing a little too much today. A lot of us wasn't around when racism started, and it only had got worse as the years went on, as the time went on. Our great grandparents went through it. Our grandparents went through it. To our parents, to us, racism has passed on. And we always talked about where you learn racism from, where it started. Nobody's born into racism. Nobody's born into racism. Racism just happens to be something that you were taught. We were taught a lot of things in the world. You can't learn something a lot of times if you weren't taught. And racism probably could be one of the worst things. I'm not big on racism. I don't respect it. I don't like it. But it is something that's a part of life, and that doesn't mean that it makes it right. And I hate it. To be, to be black in this country is not easy. What's up, Tay Tay? To be black in this country is not easy. Okay? To be a male, a black man in this country is not easy. Being a black woman, it's not easy. And in 2025, to still get told that you're not good enough to be here is crazy. To be told that you're not educated enough, and you have no class, is crazy work. What's up, John? To be told that, what gives anybody any right? You know, they had this song years ago, you know, Martin Luther King and over, we shall overcome someday. And you would think that was possible for us to overcome someday. But there's still a few people that believe, there's still a few people that don't believe that. And that's sad. We all are not going to get along in this world, and it is what it is. When somebody looks you in the eye and tell you that you have no class and you're not educated, do you know how many years our people went what happened to hear that? And it's sad that in 2025 we still have to hear that. We hear it in boxing, and like I said, we hear it in a lot of shit that, some people sneak this racism where they're trying to not make it seem like they're racist, but they are. But this lady flat out came out and told her that she had no classes, she was undereducated. Crazy work. Good morning, my brother D Free. I don't know if you heard the story with this tennis player, Taylor Townsend, uh, with this other U.S. Open fighter. Tennis player. Her telling her that they going back and forth, and she's telling her that was crazy work. I don't know if you heard about anything about that. Free.
Uh, I saw the little back and forth. She went and was talking to the other tennis player about something. Guess it was a call or something she had said
Yeah,
during the matchup.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy work. Man.
yeah. I saw a little bit about it.
Um, when you hear that, Free. I mean, where does that take you? Do you say to yourself, it's not about being surprised, but then do you look at it sometime you go, man, things are just never gonna change in this place.
Say that again.
When you look at stuff like that, and even though it's not as surprising because we all know racism is a part of the world, but do you ever look at some of that stuff and you go, man, it's just some things that's just never gonna change.
Uh, well, I look at uh each individual situation um for its own situation. I don't look at everything the same. I look at everything individually. So I gotta look at what led up to the confrontation and why somebody said what they said. Most of the time, what I see a lot of people say you have no class or you this, you that, is because they don't really have a defense on what they did. And so the only way they can try to put you down without sounding like they put you down is saying you have no class or um, who trained you or who raised you. So that's another way of for them trying to insult you without actually saying something outside of your name, out calling you anything outside of your name. Um, so she really didn't have a defense of what was coming at her. And so the only thing she could say, "Oh, you have no class." Well, you have no class. That's the reason why I'm coming over here and I'm confronting you because you have no class.
Oh man, you know, Free. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, that's why it's important that when we're on these lives together, that we don't have these same type of debates or arguments with each other. See, because it's so crazy when somebody outside our race say it, we have an issue, but when we say it towards each other, it's not a problem. And I'm realizing now that you just said about when we ask who raised you, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? I think I'm going to stop asking that, and I'm going to stop saying certain things because when we say it towards each other, it's no problem. Somebody outside our race say something, we ready to jump out the window. But that for that reason, yes, for that reason, when they had that topic, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. And the first thing I said was Tiffany was right next to me. When the news reporter repeated what she said, I said, well, that was racist. That was the first thing I said before anybody said it. I said, man, that was racist.
Yeah,
Like,
like she didn't have a comeback. Like she pretty much how our parents used to say she pretty much got bombed out, and she ain't have a comeback.
then I think she told them when she got out. I was just hearing what Miss Teller was saying, and she was like, the girl said something about when we get outside, and I'm like, wait a minute, now you challenging the girl to come outside? Like, what are we doing? That's class.
Right.
What do you go? Listen, let's be real. Let's be real, Free. I know where the U.S. Open is located. There's a lot of police and a lot of it's not going to be much that's going to happen over there, right? That girl know damn well when you get outside the opening, you're protected. You think that that other woman is going to take a chance of swinging on you? when the protections are. I mean, the protection is there for both of y'all, but we really like you know damn well you're not gonna be able to do anything. So why do that? Kind of like these dudes on YouTube. Like we know if we at the Barclays Center, you tell me when we get outside, it's up. You know damn well there's police around Brooklyn area in the Barclays Center and inside. Ain't nothing gonna happen. So who you talking to? D free. That's like somebody trying to challenge you around the White House. Yo, man, when I see you, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You know damn
Well,
well around the White House, you ain't gonna do it. Period. But around here, all that is not even going down. So what are you talk? What are you talking about? Why is you even talking?
you said when I see you, it's on. I'm gonna ask you, are you blind? Can you not see right now? 'Cause you obviously see me. What's the problem with right now? You said when you see me. What is the
Free
problem right
man.
now? Because you obviously see me right now.
God, when you see me, you looking at me now. So why you say when we get outside this building, but you see me now?
Yeah, a lot of. I mean, see, a lot of people say that because they used to hearing somebody else say it, and they're like, oh, hey, he got him when he see him outside, dog. It's gonna be on. But the real reason why a lot of people say that is because they don't want nobody else involved. You saying it because it just sounds tough.
Yeah,
Other people say it because they don't want nobody else around when they do what they do. It's two different ways of saying it. You saying it to sound tough, and another person saying it because he really means it. When he see
yeah.
you outside, it's on. I want to make sure nobody's around to stop me from doing what I'm gonna do to you. So I
Um,
mean,
that's
I
just
don't like I
crazy.
said, I don't listen to words. I follow the actions. I don't listen to words.
But and I guess I don't want to say it shouldn't bother us because sometimes I look at how we talk to each other sometime and I go, we've been on a lot of channels where people had told us that we were stupid and we didn't know anything and we were uneducated when it came to the sport of boxing. And then here it is when somebody outside our race say it, we're super bothered by it. And I think this is the reason why we have to be careful how we treat each other. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't hold back what you say because some people on here are really, you're like, you're just a pure idiot. You don't know shit. But it's I don't know, free. It's just crazy. It's nasty work. And I guess, we have to be careful how we talk to each other because some of us think that it's okay. We can talk to each other like that. We're black. We can do that. We can get away with that. And I'm like, so when somebody outside the race does that, that makes you feel some kind of way. How long, free, can we keep throwing the N word around before it bothers us? How long can we throw it around before we keep saying before we can say, you know what? We could keep doing it, but the difference is when they use it, they got the A at the end, and when we use it, we got this at the. I'm like, listen, man, at some point, a lot of it has to stop. Underrated. I see you.
See, a lot of people say that. Oh well, he got an A at the end, but when they use, they got a ER at the end. Well, a person that's hearing it in a distance, it all sounds the same.
Yeah,
If I'm not standing next to you and I'm standing about 50 feet away, it all sounds the same. I can't tell if you put an A or ER at the end. It all sounds the same.
it all sounds the
So,
same.
so
But that's the problem. People
people
always
just
try to
want to,
debate that.
yeah,
People
people
always
just
try to
want to,
debate that.
they want to, they
People,
want to, they want to, they want to sugarcoat it and they want to make it okay for certain individuals to say it. It's the same way as boxing fans, when you have a favorite fighter that's moving the same way another fighter is moving that you just criticize, you want to overlook what your favorite fighter is doing, but he's doing the exact same thing as the other fighter. It's the same exact situation because he used the A at the end of it, and this person used the ER. You saying it's okay for him to do it, but it's not okay for them. They all doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
You can't make it
So
okay for one and then say it's not okay for another. You're not being consistent. If you have a
ER
problem with one person saying it, you should have a problem with everybody saying it.
from the hood. It's normal to hear it. All races say. Yeah, 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 John.
It is a big
And
difference, but at the same token, it shouldn't. If you have a problem with that word, it shouldn't be cool for anybody to
no,
say.
what he's saying is it's normal to hear it like where he's from, like in the
No,
hood where
it's,
he's
it's,
from.
it's normal
Yeah,
to hear where I'm
yeah,
from. But if I
yeah.
if
It's
I
normal
have
to
a
hear it.
problem, if I have a problem with the word, it doesn't matter if you put an A or you put an ER at the end of it. It's still a
Yeah,
problem.
it's still a
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. If you call a female dog a bitch, but you don't want your child saying it, then you shouldn't say it because your child is only going to repeat what you're saying. If you calling your female dog a bitch and your
yeah,
child go around, bitch, come here. You can't get mad at the child because the child is saying what you say.
yeah, yeah. Um, and I hear a lot of kids say a lot of stuff, and I know they hear it from their parents or people that they're around. Um, and that's an argument that our people stay trying to use. Oh, it's a difference. We say it, we got it at the end. They say it, it's a ER, and I go, oh, come on, man.
So I'm
So
I'm I'm gonna give y'all a real history on why the A got put on the end of that word. The A got put on the end of that word because it was being used in a negative light towards black people for so long that black people got used to hearing the word. So they put an A on the end and said, we're not saying the same thing. We're describing an individual that we feel is cool to be around or is cool to be like. Is giving some how should I say it? It's giving is trying to change the meaning of the word when it really doesn't change the meaning of the word. It really
yeah,
doesn't. It really don't change it. If you look up the meaning of the word, whether you put an A at the end or you put an ER at the end, it still has the same exact meaning. Still has the same meaning.
yeah, yeah,
That's all it is.
yeah,
It's the same way. It's the same way as a clown. You see a clown at a circus, you're like, oh, look at the clown. But when you see somebody on the street, you're like, man, look at that clown. Same fucking word.
hey, and then they'll get mad. They talk about do it look like I'm in a circus? You called me a
Right.
clown.
Same fucking word. But it has two different meanings depending on how you use it.
Yeah. Like I always tell Tiff, I'll be like, I'm messed up. I'm probably super racist for this, but I told Tiff one day, she was like, we need to go to the circus. And I said, no, we don't. I said, all we gotta do is sit right here in the hood. There's enough damn clowns.
Ooh.
She was like, that's wrong. No, it's not wrong. Why would I pay to see a circus when I could see one for free?
We the only ones that made it cool to use that word because you don't see any other racial slur that's being used for any other race being switched over to be cool.
Um,
Like when black people call Caucasians honky, you don't see them changing the word up to make it
you know
cool.
what? The craziest thing I ever saw was being in Mobile, Alabama. This is why I say the South is different, boy. This is why I say you don't. You think you know. You think your city's crazy until you move to another city. The craziest thing I seen was two white people get into it in Walmart and call each other the N word, and they was two people from the hood. Now I'm not used to that coming from New York, free. So I'm standing in Walmart like I'm looking around because I'm trying to. I'm thinking, is some black people gonna come and get the swinging? But this is something I'm not used to. And they're not your average white people. They from the hood. I'm talking about grills in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? They ain't your
See, but
average white
the,
people that you
the,
could
the,
just run up on. But I'm standing there like,
see, the difference is you in Mobile, Alabama.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those white people have privileges that black people don't have. So if the black people would have came out swinging, it would have been a whole bad scene for those black people that came out swinging.
John, you know what, John? I've never seen them call them that. But once again, living in Mobile, I've seen people call other people you white trailer park trash.
Yeah,
And
they'll say
I'm
that,
like,
but they're saying that to insult them. They're not
yeah,
saying
but
it
I
as a
know, but
cool.
I've seen each other calling. But wait a minute, but I've seen them. So, all right, for people who don't, and I can't speak for any other state, but I know in Mobile there's two different type of white people. They're the ones who grew up around us, and those are the other ones who don't. But I've seen it, and it's crazy. I've seen one of the ones that grew up where we from
Yeah.
punch the shit out of another one for using the N word, and I'm like, but this was something I couldn't get used to. D free, I was like, I had to ask my pops, right? Because I ain't been to Mobile since I was a child. So I used to be like, yo, what type of fucking city do you live in? He was like, man, let me tell you something. You're gonna see all kinds of shit while you down here. Put your seatbelt on. And it was something that I just could never get used to. Free. It just bugged me out to see you
Like
trailer park
I get.
trash.
Have you ever seen a black person call another black person a N word to insult them? No,
No,
they never call them the N
I've
word
seen
to
them
insult them.
call. I seen them call it something worse than that.
Right.
See, down south they use words like you a fuck boy. The
Yeah.
worst thing you could be called is that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to
I'd
see them
rather be, you know
call each
what,
other
D
the
free,
N
I'm gonna
word
be
to
honest
insult
with
them.
you. This is gonna sound ignorant. I'd rather be called the N word than to be called a fuck boy. Because people don't know what that, for people who don't know, the worst thing you can be called is that. Boy, that's bad. That's bad. Boy, that's bad. You ever get called that and you just take it as an insult, but you really don't know the meaning behind that? Boy, you don't want to be called that. But
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man. Like I said, it'll bother us when somebody else says you're not educated, you're stupid, you have no class. Jay Gibson, what's up, my brother? We do it free to each other. We go, all right, well, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. But oh, we hear another race do it. We ready to jump out the woo. You racist son of a bitch. If I catch you, I'm a.
Mhm.
We got so comfortable. See, we get so comfortable free with insulting each other, and we've been calling each other the N word for so long, and there's certain things we so used to. It's like it's normal. But let you
Yeah.
be outside that race. Ooh, you
That,
racist
that,
bastard.
that's exactly what it is. We normalize the word instead of instead of having harsh feeling towards the word. We normalized it to where okay, it's okay to say as long as you don't use the er at the end.
Yeah.
So if I don't call a white person a cracker and I just call them a cracker, is that okay?
Come on, man.
It's the same thing. If I don't call them a cracker, but I call them a cracker,
Yeah, you know what?
is it okay to say?
Oh shit. I didn't damn fool, you got me puzzled now. I'm startled now. I'm thinking about that now. Like, that's crazy work. I didn't think of that.
Is it
But
okay to
it's
say?
a great comparison though, because this is the same thing that we going through.
They be like,
If
"Oh,
I
you
don't
call me
call
a
you a
cracker?" No, I didn't. I call
cracker,
you a cracker. I didn't call you a cracker. I call you a cracker.
yo, for real, Tay, that's crazy. Free got me over here startled because I didn't really look at it like that. I didn't look at it like that. And that's a shame that I didn't look at it like that because that should have been hit my mind. That's nasty work. BBO, what up?
So I mean, like I said, we
That's
we
crazy.
we normalize the word to make it cool to say, but in all reality, you still you still putting down your own people by using the word
And I
because
tried.
everybody knows where the word generated from.
And I tried
Every
not
word
to.
has
Yo, that's insane. Yeah, that's insane, ain't it? But it's true though, Tay, what he's saying though. It's true what he's saying though. Good morning to anybody and everybody who's coming in. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, everybody though. Welcome to the morning chop
all
up.
right. There we go. There we go. You know, I had got a phone call, but yeah. So every word has an origin where it came from. So it's not like, oh, you just made up this word. No, it came from a word that was disrespect. You just made it okay to. You just changed up a couple of letters to make it okay to say.
I tell you what. I tell you what. Because when you go back to rap music in the early '80s, you didn't hear it too much, right? So you really didn't want to. There wasn't too many rappers using it, and I hate to blame them. I'm not blaming them. You might not agree with me. Boy, when NWA came out, boy, and you found out what that represented, I said, "Oh, here we go, here we go." Oh God, and I don't blame them for it. I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at them for it. It is what it is. They made a big impact on what they was doing, but it seemed like just after that, that word just flew all around in the rap game, and then it was in movies. It was just everywhere. Do you think people understood what they were doing when they was putting that word in rap songs and in movies? Did people really understand? Because, like you said, they were using the we wasn't using the R at the end. We were putting the A, but it still was bad. Do you think people were understanding what they were doing by doing that?
Um, the intelligent people understood. The ignorant people didn't.
Damn, free. That's why I hate talking to you. You always got to be so goddamn right.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. The ignorant people, they didn't understand. They just thought, okay, that's a I like that rap group. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got attitudes. Yeah, we got attitudes. You should have an attitude. You're using the daggone word. You should have attitude. You should. If a person kept calling me that word all daggone day, I have attitude. You should.
Yeah. You know what? I had this friend named Gary. I can't wait till I ever see him again. I had this friend named Gary, and he was raised by his moms, and he said he was young saying this too, and it was crazy. At 11 and 12 years old, he had the mind of somebody who was 30. And he said, man, I never believed in two things I never believed in. I never believed in putting my hands on another brother. And this is him 12 years old talking like this. Never believe in putting my hands on another brother. And I was taught to never call another brother the N word. So when we was young and we were 12, 13, 14, everybody was using that word, he was like, I'm not calling
Mhm.
you that. And they used to try to bait him into saying it. He was just, I'm not saying that. He said, and he used to be like, I don't think people understand where that all started. Now, this is him being 12 years old talking like this, not a grown man. And he used to really be out here educating us like, y'all don't even understand where that word come from, but y'all just keep throwing it around. He said, now, if a white person come up and say something right now, this whole block is gonna go crazy. And this is
Yeah.
him. This is back in '95, and he's talking like this. And I used to be like, wow, it was powerful to me that he was talking like that. Because it wasn't nobody, you had grown people that wasn't really talking like that. So it was just crazy to hear him speaking like that.
Yeah. I mean, but he's 100% correct because if a white person came up and said that, or another ethnic group came up and said that, you'll lose your daggone mind. But
So
it's just
yeah.
like remember that scene on Rush Hour when Chris Tucker walked in. He like, "What's up, my nigga?" And he gave him a pound, and they went in the back. And he's like, "Jackie, you stay out here. I'm a handle this." And so Jackie came back to the bar. He said, "What's up, my nigga?" And he was like, "What you say?" He said, "I
Yeah.
said, what's up, my nigga?" And they got the commister whooping his ass. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
But Chris Tucker, the way he
But
say,
Jackie
the
looking
way
at her
he
like, well, he just said it. Well, I can't say it.
the way but see, but the way Chris Tucker used that word, he sounds so funny though. Boy, he sounds so funny when he said it though. Every movie he done said it in, he done you can't do nothing but laugh. So I'm asking, and I want people to understand that I'm not throwing this up. Oh, because she's white, you're bothered by it. I'm asking, what are we doing wrong that it's okay for us to keep being treated this way? Well, I'll tell you what we're doing, free, and this might not help. How do we treat each other? How
How
do
do
we
we?
talk to how do we talk to each other, free? How is it that when we get around each other, we can't have a rational and a normal conversation about something? And rather if it's a debate or a regular argument, and I'm not just talking about online, I'm talking about even when you're on the block with your home. Like you ever been on the block and you see how people are just having a simple conversation about rap, who's the best, who had the best song, who had the best lyrics, or who's the best ball player. You went from having a conversation to, man, nigga, you don't know shit. You're a dumbass.
Yeah,
And you like, this is over. So we gonna beef right now over like, and then it spills out from sports to y'all damn near scrapping.
right.
For what? For what? Like, we're having a conversation. Oh, nigga, you don't know nothing. Now you take somebody from another race and put him in that conversation, the whole project's gonna whoop his ass. And then
Yeah,
when the question is, why you whooped his ass? Well, because he said the ER at the end. That's why we whooped him. What? You gotta be kidding me, man. Gotta be kidding me. So if y'all don't know what happened with this US Open tennis player, Taylor Thompson, and whoever her opponent was, I have to get her name. Um, and I figured it was something good to talk about today because it shows me that we still got work to do out here. We have work to do, um, and we still have to work on ourselves. I mean, people are gonna have the mindset of what they have, no matter what we do. And I believe Free said this. Somebody else said this on the line. What you're being taught as a youngster, as a youngin, what you were raised upon. You know what? Sometimes I don't even think people are raised to be something. Um, some pick up habits on their own. Yo, I think sometimes people are fake racists out here sometimes. They just say stuff to get to you, if that makes sense. That might not be like, what is fake racism? Some people be really putting on this front. It don't really be it. Because let me tell you this, if it was that serious, do y'all really know what racism is? Let me tell you something. Even though we're in 2025, if it was that case, old girl could be like, I'm not playing her. I'm not going against her. Why? Because she's black. Hmm? I'm not riding the subway today. Or I'm not riding the subway, period. Why? There's a whole bunch of colored people that ride the subway. I don't want to do it. Why you don't eat at that restaurant? Now y'all gonna say, McLean, that ain't true. People could be racist. They eat in the same spot as you, but if it really bothered them that bad, they wouldn't try to be in the same environment as you. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong for what I'm saying. All I know is that we came a long way in this country. We came a long way from having to eat out going to the back to probably eat out the garbage or whatever to being able to go wherever we want to go to eat.
Yeah.
We came a long way, free, from eating out
Yeah.
from the back. Our people from going to the back to eat to being able to walk front. Like a lot of like let's be real. And like I said, man, if racism really exists, like I don't know, man, people be tripping, man. That girl could like back in the days, that girl could have been like, I'm not playing against her. I'm not playing no tennis game against her because she's a color. We don't do colors. But sometimes people be, they get in front of you, free, and they just say not whatever's on their mind. They just come out and say stuff.
Look,
You know what I'm saying? There's two different type of people in this world. People who come to you and say what's on their mind, and people who just so happen to say whatever while they in front of you. It might have not been on their mind, but they just come out and say it. Like you ever had somebody just say something to you, you be like, yeah, all right, okay, it sound good. It sound good. You just speaking because you in the moment. It sound good. Yeah, D free, I'll slap the shit out you. Okay, that sounds good. I know you're not gonna do it, but it sound good. But um, I won't take this and make a big deal out of it because people go, well, here y'all go. Y'all get sensitive and emotional. No, no, no. We don't do that over here. We're saying, when do we start respecting each other? Because the same way she talked to her is the same way we talk to each other. But then we go, well, it's different, McLean. We all come from the same struggle. We might come from different neighborhoods in different states. But so free. That makes it. So because we all look alike and we all come from the hood, it's okay just for us to keep, yo, D free, you don't know shit, you have no class, you're uneducated, and you're ignorant.
your mama.
Boy, you petty as
Hey, hey, hold on for a second. I got to do an interview, but I'm gonna still be here. I'm
right,
just gonna do
man.
my interview.
Boy, you so damn petty, man. Jesus Christ. My man D Free is petty as hell. I can't do that with him, y'all. This is why I'll be wanting him on the panel, y'all, because I can't. So, good morning to anybody that's coming up. Good morning to all y'all, man. We laughing, but it's funny. We do have fun on here for the people who don't know. But I want to say good morning to all y'all. I want y'all to smash the like button. For any newcomers, welcome to the No Doug Zone podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are doing the morning chop up, even though I didn't put it as a morning chop up, but this is a morning chop up. We're chopping it up about the situation with the two U.S. Open tennis players. What was said, um, what happened, why it was said, and what happened when they both came together. Um, we continue to deal with this. We continue to deal with the disrespect, but we also continue to disrespect each other. When does it get to that point when we stop doing that? If you look at what goes on, we do it. all the time in these YouTube streets. In these YouTube streets, we do it faithfully. Instagram, whatever you want to call it, we do it faithfully. When does somebody say, enough's enough? At some point, and that's not going to probably stop racism. Of course, it's not going to stop it. It's not going to stop because, we decide to start being nice to each other. But at some point, and it's not going to change because y'all going to say, yo, this is where I grew up at, son. I grew up here. I grew up in the projects, son. I grew up busting my gun. Son, this is how I grew up. My daddy was a gangster. My mom's was a pimp. I mean, y'all got every reason in America to carry the behavior that y'all carry, but somebody outside of us says something, and now it's time to go to war. Oh, you racist. You racist. She raped. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what she said? Oh my God. I wish I would have been there to hear what they said. Well, the same thing that that person said to that person, we say to each other every day. You know how many times I've been on here and the thought in my mind, a lot of y'all have no class. I can't really say uneducated because, okay, I didn't finish school. But I tell you this, I don't know everything in the world, but I'm educated on, because y'all think educated is always school. It's not always that. I'm educated on life. I know the do's, I know the don'ts, I know what I want. So I'm educated. Sometimes we jump out the window. We jump out the window with certain situations that we don't need to jump out the window for. And a lot of people are going to see this and go, McLean, I don't agree with you. She's not racist. Hey, I'm not sticking up for her. But a lot of times we say things that could affect people or hurt them. We do it every day to each other. We all have had a friend or a family member we just said something to that it's no coming back from it. There's certain things we have said to people that there's no coming back. And some of our friendships have ended because we done said stuff that it ain't no coming back from it. There's a lot of worse things to say to somebody besides telling them that um they have no class and they uneducated. Now I did take that as, oh damn, that was racist that she said that. That was crazy. But then I look at it how we come at each other. If that's the case, we're racist towards each other every day. Every day we're racist towards each other. And I'm talking to my black people. We don't respect each other. We don't acknowledge each other unless we have an issue with each other. So what do we do, y'all? Tell me, because I'm lost and confused. What do we do? Do we continue to keep the behavior of, we can do this, we can say this, but if I catch somebody outside of what I look like saying this, I'm gonna beat them down. You can't beat racism out of nobody. You can't beat it out of them. Somebody's got to want to change. There's no such thing as beating racism out of anybody. That's like saying because of what somebody's sexuality is, if you don't like it, you're going to beat it out of them. to make them something that you want to be. You can't. Whatever somebody's sexuality is what it is, and you gotta respect it. Or you don't have to respect it, but you putting your hands on them and doing something to them is not gonna change what they are. We have to work on ourselves before trying to work on somebody else. Racism has been here for years. I would love for it to slow down. I really would love for it to slow down because I live in a world where I love seeing mixed kids. I don't never believe that black people belong with black people. I don't belong white people belong with white people, Asian people belong with Asian people, Mexican people belong with Mexican people. I don't believe that. I believe everybody should get with somebody that makes them feel good, not just about who they are, but about life. Y'all, a lot of people don't have to agree with me. Fine, because probably where some of y'all from, that's a no-no. That's cool. But I live in New York City. Got all types of flavors running through here. And if you see somebody with somebody that looks like them, it's because a lot of times they were raised to do that. You got to be with somebody who looks like you. That's not what I believe, and that's not something I'll teach my children. You be with who makes you happy because it's not right. Because you're, hey, I'm not racist, but I just think we should stick to our own kind. What did you just say? Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get them likes up. So there's a lot of things that we need to work on personally in our lives. And I tell y'all this all the time. How many times are we going to keep going through the same thing and then we sit and we wait for something to happen so we can go say, see, this is why I can't stand them. I hate those people. We hate each other. Oh, I don't hate nobody. Yes, you do. We hate each other. Look how we treat each other. Just look. Look how some of y'all act on these YouTube streets. And some of y'all come from places and cities and counties where racism is probably a little higher than it is in other places. So what are we doing? What are we actually doing? So why was this story so important to talk about? Because I wasn't getting on here talking boxing. I'll be back later at 6:05 for that. It's very important to talk about this. So what do we do to fix not just this situation, but to fix situations like this? What do we do? Because like I said, racism is always going to be here. But what do we do? We got to, well, number one, we got to change what it is we're doing. And two, we got to keep working because we can't let stuff like what she say affect us. Because I don't know nobody's education or what they got going on. But when I see people successful like that, that's the only thing that I care about. And they're both successful. They're both successful tennis players. I don't know neither one of them. I just found out Taylor Townsend. I just found out her name just looking at it. I don't. I glance at tennis, but I don't know none of the players. The Williams sisters were the only two players I really knew. Everybody else I just knew by face. But even when somebody tell you you're ignorant, you're uneducated, let's not be bothered by what they're saying because of the color of their skin. it was a little sneak racism, sneak diss, but we tell each other the same thing. But once again, y'all gonna keep saying it's different, McLean. But let me ask you something. How many more years and how many more centuries are we gonna keep saying it's different when we got these kids? So we're gonna let kids know it's all right for you to disrespect somebody who looks like you, but don't let somebody outside of what you look like violate you. The minute they do, you put hands on them. Is that what we're gonna teach the next generation? I'm just asking a simple question. And I don't want y'all, I mean, yo, you up here sticking up for this girl. Did you not hear what she told her? Y'all ain't hearing me. She was wrong for telling her that, and you know, I can't see her getting suspended for it. Maybe they'll make her make an apology for it. If she had would have called her ghetto trash or called her the N word, then I'm like, yeah, we got to do something. Maybe they'll figure it out. But when do we work on us? Because I know somebody's gonna take that and they're gonna run with what she said. Let me tell you what it happens with me. If somebody tells me I'm ignorant, I have no class, I'm hey, listen, that's cool. I continue to work. I'm gonna work. People tell me up here, they can tell me up here, hey, you know, your show is ignorant, you have no class, and we don't think much of your show. It's not even in the top 25. That's cool. Do you think by telling me that it's going to make me stop doing what I'm doing? I almost didn't make it this morning because I didn't feel like getting on, but I got on because I know I serve a purpose. So hopefully they make apologize. I don't know. Depends on how Miss Townsend, took it and how she felt. She might have felt like it was a racist comment. Other people are gonna look at it the same way, and I can't blame people. But had that woman across from her been black, and there's two black women, and one black woman tells the other one, "You have no class and you have no education," I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not agreeing with the other tennis player because that's something that we have to deal with every day, or we've been dealing with for years, and that's how people think of us as not being educated, no class, no home training, no nothing. Only thing we good for is going out there robbing, stealing, and killing, and trapping, and gang banging, and just acting like we ain't got no home training. But that's not all of us that's doing that. Because when you look at us on here, we all done did something in our lives before doing what we're doing. But when you look at my brother D Free, you look at me, you look at Drew Titan, you look at certain people that's on here who are making these moves. It's because we're trying to not either go back to what we used to, or we're not trying to be out there crashing out. So we all are not like that. Every race has a group of people who go out their way to make their race look bad. Everybody. Everybody. So how do we take this? Do we still look at it as, yo, she's super racist, or do we go, you know what, we brush it off, or we go, man, all right, I can have no class. I could be uneducated, but I'm just like you. I'm a player just like you. I'm winning. And it kind of takes me back to what I say on here. That's why as YouTubers we can't afford to crash out. We can't afford to be crashing out on here towards each other. Because some of them same words that she told Miss Townsend, was the same thing that we do with each other every day. Smash that like button as you're coming in. Good morning to all y'all. Welcome. If it's your first time, welcome. Like, share, and subscribe. We do it on YouTube every day when we tell each other, um, you're ignorant, you're stupid, you're dumb, da 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 da. And we shouldn't do it. But there's just some people on here that just they make you so mad where you're just like, yo, you're ignorant. We talked about this before that word we use, it happens, it slips, but we gotta fix it. And it's that I mean this topic today is not even about the N word because none of that came out with the other lady. But it has everything to do with it when somebody says something to us from a different race, we're ready to jump out the window. Long as we keep it in house, long as we can keep the disrespect in house, we cool. Outsider walks, try to walk into our house with it. Nah, now we ready to walk out and do something to them. How long can we continue to keep the disrespect in house? Which means amongst each other. It's okay for each other to call each other a certain word. It's okay. We grew up on it. We can do that. We got the privilege of doing that. At some point, ladies and gentlemen, we have to make it make sense. Some of this stuff that we are doing, it is old. It's been old. It's been played out. And it's tiring. And we have no room for it. We have no room for it. We don't have no more room for the disrespect. We have no more room for rather if it's coming from somebody from another race or it's coming from us. There's no more room in this world for that. Because one thing about it that we all have in common, no matter what race you are, we all are God's children. And He created us. He gave us life, He gave us breath, He gave us air, fingers, toes, nose, eyes, ears, all that. So nobody around here is walking around better than nobody. So the question I ask is, what do we do? What do we do when somebody that looks like us or somebody from another race tells us that we're ignorant and we have no class? Because like I said, when that person that looks like you tell you that, some of y'all will crash out. Some of you will crash out on the person who looks like you. Or you might just tell them that's your opinion. That's all right. You entitled to feel like that. I ain't got no class. You know what I mean? I'm uneducated. Cool. Somebody from a different race said, what you mean? I bet you won't say that to my face. Stop me when I'm lying. I want you to stop me when I'm lying. When does it stop? I appreciate everybody that came in this morning too. Love y'all so much, man. You know, because of you guys, I'm gonna be where I need to be soon, real soon. And it's going to be all because of you guys. So, y'all, I'm still a little out of it today. I'm gonna sit back and rest. So that's my question, y'all. What is it that we have to do? That's what I want to know. What do we have to do? I'll tell you what we have to do. We have to continue to ignore ignorant people. We have to continue to be successful. We have to continue to do what's best for us. And most importantly, we got to treat each other with respect. Because what people read about us, what they see, what they hear, or what they assume is what they take and run with. And it's a lot of people that's successful in this world that look like us. A lot of them. Not famous. Famous success doesn't mean famous. You could be successful and nobody in the world knows you. There's plenty of us, from doctors to lawyers to construction workers to people owning their own security companies to owning their own cleaning companies to having their own barbershops, their own laundromats, their own grocery stores, from the dude who sells cologne. Successful. To the man you see, that's the person you see doing graffiti on the walls when you walk in certain neighborhoods, and he has graffiti up on the wall. When you're in California, you're in New York, Atlanta, certain places, you got that person who does that is going to make money, because when somebody sees they work and they admire it and they respect it, and then them to go around and do stuff for them, that person is successful. We got to wake up. I tell y'all, at some point, we all have to wake up, because you guys are not living in reality. You're living in, like, I don't know what you're living in. A fantasy. Some of y'all believe what you see go on is real life, and what you say you think is real. Y'all been doing it and saying it for so long, you actually believe it. You believe it. Well, McLean, what do you want us to do? You want us to sit around and hold hands and sing Kumbaya? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Some of y'all kill me, right? Because a lot of times y'all want to talk history and my ancestors, and I do all this because my ancestors and this and that. And then I look at the way some of y'all move, and I'm like, it don't add up. It just don't add up. We have to we have to address this, because the generation is getting worse. I'm online the other day, and I'm at Queen's Flip. Anybody know Queen's Flip? You know, follow him on follow him on YouTube, and Queen's Flip is big out here. I'm online and I see this little girl with her family or whoever these people are with, and this little girl,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know,
back.
this little girl had to be 9, 10 years old, but her mouth, the way she was moving and talking, you would think this little girl was older than what she is. And it's like, what are we teaching our children? And I'm looking at this little girl and I'm like, and I'm listening to the way she's talking, like the words she's using, and I ain't hear nobody correct her. So I'm like, even the people that she's with are young, even though they older than her, but nobody corrected. And I'm just like, see, we have a lot of things in this world to be worried about besides ignorant shit. There's a lot of things that we don't want to pay attention to in the world because, hey, this is how I grew up. I grew up in this type of neighborhood. I grew up with this type of family. This is what I saw. That's what I've been through. Uh, da 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 da. So I'm entitled to behave like this. I'm entitled to use the N word. I'm entitled to bust my gun. I'm entitled to stab somebody, rob somebody. I'm entitled to act this way. Nobody's entitled to do anything. Call me, say, hey, listen, one thing my people have, we have class. We have a lot of it. Don't get mistaken from the ignorant ones that y'all run into. We have class. And being educated does not always mean you went to school your whole life. I know people who went to college for 4 years and they're flipping burgers. You want to explain that? Half of them are not even doing what they wanted to do for a living. You want to explain that to me? Being educated does not mean you went to school your whole life, ladies and gentlemen. I think y'all get the word educated twisted because I know people right now that went to college 4 years. They flipping burgers because they want to. No, not a lot of them don't. Why are they flipping burgers? I don't know. They went to school their whole life. It's like free. It's like going to the army, right? You fought for this country. You damn near lost your life out there. You come home. You got nothing to come home to. Ain't that crazy, free?
So you go to the army and do what?
You know how you come home, you fought for the country, you did whatever, you damn near lost your life, right?
Mhm.
You coming home and you thinking because I did that, I'm not looking for nobody to kiss my ass, but America's gonna take care of me because I took care of America. I went out there and fought, for my country, and you come home free. You don't have a damn thing. A lot of these dudes are coming home and don't have a damn thing to look forward to, and you're looking like, wait a minute, I went and fought for this country. Kind of like Dead Presidents. Everybody said Dead Presidents. It was just a movie. I said it might not have been based on a true story, but that shit that actually kind of happens.
Yeah, I mean, see what I noticed from being in the military and being a veteran. What I noticed is a lot of times, a lot of these former military, they get a lot of. I ain't gonna say all of them, not all of them, because some of them are not in that situation. But a lot of these veterans get dishonorable discharge. They get
Yeah,
dishonorable discharge, even though they might have served 5 years, they might have served 6 years, but something happened where they got a dishonorable discharge, and they be like, "Oh, I served the country," but they're not telling you everything. They're telling you part of it because when you get a dishonorable discharge, you don't get all of the benefits. You still might get some, but you don't get all of the benefits under a dishonorable discharge. It's basically like you getting fired from work.
yeah,
You get fired from work, and it might not be to the level where you can't get unemployment. You can still get unemployment, but even with unemployment, unemployment pays you a percentage of what you was getting paid, not paying you the exact of what you was getting paid. So you still get a portion of benefits, but you're not getting all of the benefits. It's like if you were to retire from that company, you would get a pension, or you will have a retirement fund. But you getting fired, you only qualify for unemployment. So you're not qualified for the retirement funds and all of that stuff because you didn't retire.
Yeah,
You got fired. So
yeah.
it's similar to that. And then you have some of them where they didn't serve long enough to get benefits. Like the I ain't gonna say the older, the old the older guys, you had a certain amount of time that you had to serve. The younger guys, you got a certain amount of time to serve, and then in between there was another certain amount of time that you had to serve. Like the time what I was in, you had to serve at least 2 years. If
Yeah.
you got out with before the 2 years, then you don't qualify as a veteran. So you have to have a certain amount of time served to become a veteran. So you got to look at every situation individually because just because they served in the military doesn't mean that they did everything they were supposed to do.
I'm glad you explained that to me because I didn't, not saying I was assuming. I was trying to make another point, but I'm glad you put it that way because I didn't know that part. That part was never broken down to me. Because no, my father served, but he never told me how long he did though. But I know he was taken care of though. That I do know. He
Yeah.
was taken care of well. Took a couple bullets though. Oh, he took hella bullets. But
Hold on
he
one second. I got another interview.
go
Hold on
ahead.
one second.
But good morning, y'all. Good morning, to everybody once again. Everybody who's on here. We were talking about these tennis players and what was being said between them. Y'all can go back and check the story if you look it up. In case y'all don't know what happened. Um, but yeah, man, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to get off topic. I was making a point when I was talking about being educated and this and that. But educated is not. Oh, I mean, educated. Like I said, there's plenty of people who didn't go to school or dropped out. That's educated. That or you could say they not, but they went on to be more successful than people that are educated. You know how many rappers are making more money than a person who went to school their whole life? Got a rapper who dropped out the seventh, eighth, ninth grade, and they're successful as hell. Some of them went back to school to finish what they started. Some might have not. We got some people walking around more educated than they're more successful than their teachers. The same teachers that told them they weren't going to be anything. They're more educated than somebody in their neighborhood that told them that they weren't going to amount to anything. Sometimes people just say things that they think is going to hurt you, or when it comes to us, what's the perfect thing to tell us? That we're ignorant, we're uneducated, we have no class, no home training. No, we were raised in the projects, we were raised in the ghetto, and we're just stupid and ignorant. No, that's for the people who keep proving that to y'all. But not all my people are like that. All my people are not like that. And I'm not gonna allow anybody to try to push that on us. This story, in case you don't know what happened with this story in the tennis, go back and look at it. It's not really that serious, but it was something that definitely needed to be addressed. I mean, I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I've been on long enough, kind of tired, and I want to lay down. I think that's why I can't keep still. But I did want to address this. I'll be back at 5. Excuse me. I'll be back at 6:05. We'll be talking about the Earl Spence and Jamel Charlo. I'm even thinking about getting up tomorrow morning, probably doing something. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, yeah, it's we gotta I guess not be so sensitive about everything, right? Hey, free. Somebody tells you no, but free. Somebody tells you that no class and no education. Oh, shit, listen, man. It is what it is. I don't know. Y'all can take it how y'all want to take it, man. But we don't let those. We're not gonna let those words affect us and hurt us. All we have to do is just keep working and keep pushing. When somebody tells us that, that's all we got to keep doing. Keep working. We're not gonna stop. Um, some announcements, real quick. September 6th, I will be in the Bronx, the BX, my borough, at Jesus Christ. Let me give you the address, y'all. Give y'all the address right now. Just wanna some announcements real quick. Just hold on. Hold on, y'all. Y'all give me a second. Trying to get this whole thing for smash that like button, y'all. Gonna get these announcements going in a minute. Let me just find this good old flyer. So yes, once again, y'all, grand opening block party. Cops and Kids will be going down Saturday, September 6th, 12 p.m. at 1761 Walton Avenue in the Bronx. So make sure y'all pull up, right? 12 p.m. Grand opening, September 6th, man. Be there. In the 5th and 6th, we got live amateur boxing at Gleason's. Um, I always tell y'all, man, y'all always want to talk about the future. What's the future? Come pop up at these gyms and you'll see who the future is. You'll see what the future is. You know what I mean? You got to be there. You know, we got the New York Metro Championship. Make sure y'all follow that on Instagram. We got a lot of stuff coming up, y'all. A lot of boxing. Boxing under the skylights. You know, out in Philly, October 10th. You know what I mean? God, man, it's so much amateur boxing that's coming up. Be on the lookout. I got some fighters. I'm gonna reach out today and try to get some going. Might try to see if I can get some going tonight, if it's possible. If not, then maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some going. But I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. You know, I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. My brother D Free, I can't disrupt him right now. I want to get his attention and tell him I'm gonna get up out of here. But make sure y'all smash that like button. And remember what I said, man. We all is one. We all is one. So let's not let certain things affect us. You know what I mean? Because people say shit, and it's cool. All right, whatever. But let's just make sure that same energy that we want to keep with somebody else that don't look like us, we keep it with somebody who looks like us. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll be back today at 6:05. Earl Spence, Jamel Charlo. Make sure y'all tap in with me. Love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.